Hey guys, Gary Derbyshire, youth pastor at Gateway Fellowship here, doing a training video on child evangelism. This is just some 5 frequently asked questions in regards to child evangelism, how to lead someone to lead a child to Christ. So one question that I'm going to get, I know, is what are we using the tract for? Because we have this little ABC Lifeway track on the ABCs of becoming a Christian. Yes, you can use this as a guide. You do not have to use this throughout the whole conversation. Many of you already know how to present the gospel to a child, and you may not need this. However, it is good as a guide for different situations. It's got parts on, how to become a Christian. It has a sample kind of like prayer to receive Christ, which I would not go through word for word, but it is a good just kind of barometer. It says, like, what can you do now as a Christian? There's a part in the back on will you ever have to become a Christian again, which is a question you might get. This is a helpful guide. Either way, no matter what you do, send this home with the child after if they have made a decision for Christ, so they can remember what you have told them. Second question I'm going to get is it okay if they don't know the answers to my questions right away? Yes and no. If they don't know the answers to like key gospel questions like what is sin, why did Jesus have to die, and you have to tell them, that's okay. But make sure that just ask them to repeat back what you told them in their own words. If they can do that, then move forward. If they can't, it's okay to just give them the tract, tell them to go home, talk to mom and dad about it, think more about it. Maybe they'll come to you tomorrow, and the next day they'll be able to do that. But we got to be very careful that we don't ask a bunch of yes/no questions, and the kid's just going to say yes to everything. They're gonna know the answer that sounds more churchy than the next one. So they've got to be able to describe these basic answers in their own words, and children can do that, so we can expect that. The other question I get is, did I fail if they don't accept Jesus with me, or they don't give their life to Christ with me right then? Absolutely not. I'm telling you, it is far more harmful for children to be led to believe they are saved when they are not, as opposed to being lovingly restrained until they are ready. So you did not fail. It's important for us to identify where a child is at and where he or she is not at, so that we don't end up depriving the child of a genuine salvation experience later. The other question is, this whole conversation with the child, does this have to happen during the invitation? No, not at all. Many of you are teachers and guides and stuff, and you're going to be with these kids the whole week, and this very well could happen. I mean, I've had it happen after children's sermons. I've had it happen after games. A kid just comes up and says, I want to be a Christian. How do I do that? And if you're ready to just walk them through right then and there, make sure you get a decision card for them. Make sure you give them a track and stuff. All of you will have that in your guides and your guide packs. But it doesn't have to happen in the invitation. I just want you to be ready when it does happen. Last question is, what is the role of parents in child evangelism? Are we usurping the parents' role by doing this at VBS or church? I would say absolutely not. However, the key here is communication. So the parents do know this is a Christian event, and they do get a notice, a disclaimer kind of thing when they first check their kids in on the first day, letting them know about the invitation, what it is not, how we're going to be communicating to them about everything, and to ask them to pray with us that children will make decisions for Christ there. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me at gary@gatewayfellowship.org. I'm really excited to see what God does this year. I think He will use you in a mighty way.